In the top stories, Taiwanese ambassador pleased to partner with St. Kitts Nevis once again. India gives Guyana an over $50 million loan, and divers frustrated in the hunt for the Air Asia black box. Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast for Friday, January 9, 2015. I'm Jason Davis. Now the news in detail. The government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, is thrilled to partner with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis through SCELEC to construct a 0.5 megawatt solar farm at the entrance to Frigate Bay. The resident Taiwanese ambassador, His Excellency Miguel Sao, spoke at Thursday's groundbreaking ceremony. He used the opportunity to praise the local government for its approach to renewable energy.
Go green is a policy of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis in promoting renewable energy. As a close partner of these countries, Taiwan will spare no effort to work closely with the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis to fulfill the guideline of Go Green with all of you.
Ambassador Tao said he was pleased that Taiwan was part of the project and described it as a meaningful undertaking. And for the nation's leader, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, the construction of the country's second solar farm is more than an attempt to promote renewable energy. Speaking at Thursday morning ceremony, Dr. Douglas said it represents his government's thrust to reduce the amount consumers pay for electricity consumption.
Today, your government undergirds its commitment to free us all from the fossil fuel reliance which has burdened so many countries for so very long, and to harness the power of the sun, a power which nature has given to us in such great abundance in this very beautiful country, St. Kitts and Nevis.
The Prime Minister added that his government is on a firm and steady march towards ensuring that the nation becomes the world's first sustainable island state. In other news, a 30-seater Toyota Coaster bus is the newest addition to the aging fleet of school buses at the Department of Education on Nevis. Premier and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Amory, handed over the 2015 model to the department for use in its school bus program. The event was held on January 8 at Bath Hotel. In brief remarks, Mr. Amory explained that concerns of safety and effective movement of students were among key reasons for the purchase from local dealer TDC. He also announced that the bus was one of 3 bound for the education system on the island in 2015. He said the other 2 would be contributions from a concerned benefactor. After she was handed the keys from Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel, Principal Education Officer in the Department of Education, Palsy Wilkin, who holds direct responsibility for the school bus program, said the new vehicle would help alleviate transportation difficulties the department faced over the last 18 months. In particular, taking students from their homes to school and back, and activities organized for them throughout the island. Sources say the bus cost $202,500 EC dollars. In regional news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday agreed to provide $50 million of fund to fund a road project in Guyana. He also agreed to provide concessional credit to supply a passenger ferry to help Guyana overcome transportation problems. We hear more in this report.
India has approved a new line of credit of $50 million for the East Bank East Coast Demerara Road Link project in Guyana. India has also agreed to concessional credit to supply a passenger ferry to help the country overcome transportation problems in Essequibo. Both of these projects are loans that Guyanese will have to pay back. Guyana's President Donald Ramotar met with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They discussed ways of enhancing India-Guyana cooperation. India will also open an information technology center in Guyana. Ramotar is in India to be honored as a non-resident Indian head of state.
Prime Minister of Jamaica, Portia Simpson Miller, has expressed deepest sympathy to the government and people of the French Republic following Wednesday's attack on French news magazine Charlie Hebdo. In a condolence letter to the French President Francois Hollande, Simpson Miller said the Jamaican people are saddened to learn of this barbaric assault which has claimed many innocent lives and caused great grief and distress to countless others. She said, quote, "We utterly condemn this heinous attack on one of our greatest and most cherished freedoms, that of freedom of expression. Jamaica stands in solidarity with the French Republic during this difficult time, end quote. On the international scene, the tail section of AirAsia Flight 8501 has been found, but weather stops divers from hunting down the black boxes. CNN's Kyung La reports from Jakarta.
Divers fought the unrelenting currents on the surface of the Java Sea. Down below, in murky water, they're fluttering like flags, clinging to ropes leading 30 meters down to the sea floor. That's where they're exploring the tail section of AirAsia Flight 8501. Muddy, cracked, and upside down, the airline's emblem still unmistakable. We're struggling to breathe, says this diver. We're fighting the sea currents and using up our oxygen quickly. So quickly, they only have enough air for a frustrating 15 minutes to hunt for the so-called black boxes. The tail section houses the flight data and cockpit voice recorders, unless the crash and current suck them away.
Priority of the day is to lift the tail of the plane because the black box could be in there. Later, the search operation team will brief me what's the plan and the details. Once we're confirmed with the proposed action, we'll start doing it.
They'll lift it using balloons that on this day never made it into the sea because the current was too rough. International vessels and more equipment honed in above the tail section, but rescue teams will wait one more day to try and find the flight recorders as weather forced operations to halt. No matter how bad the currents, he says, we will continue to dive.
French police have surrounded a small printing business 22 miles from Paris where the two men suspected of the Charlie Hebdo massacre are said to have a hostage. The gunmen have reportedly told police they are prepared to die. We hear more in this report.
There was a heavy exchange of fire further north along this road, and it appears that the two suspects stole a car from a town very close to the centre of yesterday's search and began driving south towards Paris. At that stage, a car chase ensued, and it ended up in this small town of Dammartin in an industrial estate on the edge of the town, where we now believe the two gunmen are holed up in the offices of a small printing company. The French news agency AFP is quoting a police source saying they believe there is one hostage inside. It's a company which has a small workforce on an industrial estate. Other people in the surrounding area have been told to stay indoors, naturally enough. As you say, police have converged in huge numbers on this area. As we drove past before we were probably wisely moved on by the police, we could see at least 5 helicopters hovering over the area. And the concern of the police will really be to try and get as many people to safety as soon as possible and to try to bring this situation to a quick and peaceful end. Of course, the two gunmen are armed. They are described as very dangerous for obvious reasons by the police, and it's not clear what their next move is going to be.
And now the weather. Today there will be an abundance of sunshine in the Federation. Temperatures will reach a high of 28 degrees and a low of 24 degrees, with winds blowing from the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. This evening, skies will be clear and the sunset will be at 5:53 p.m. That's it for the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 and 7 p.m. for the evening news. Thank you for watching. I'm Jason Davis.